Good afternoon, all. Till now, in under the introduction of rural marketing, we have spoken about first. We have spoken how rural markets are being defined by different agencies, both the government as well as semi-government, as well as the private institutions. In my second lecture, I spoke about the rural marketing mix, where we dealt with the 4 A's of the rural marketing mix. Today, we would speak about or talk more about the evolving rural consumer, or why for organizations, rural sector is the upcoming market. They should focus their all over energy under the rural consumers. So the very first thing which we can talk about is that it has more related to more of value driven and looks for the products which increases the earning capabilities of the people who are residing in the rural markets. So when a consumer in the rural sector is looking for a product, they are looking more in terms of value additions or value which could be added in their daily life from the current product. And they don't have any means of increasing these values from the currently existing products which are available to them or made available to them. So it should also increase as a earning capabilities and increase their status or lifestyle in the rural sector overall. So when we talk about earning capabilities, if somebody purchases a certain kind of product, for example, just a tube well from the market, what the person is looking is that it should be very cost effective to them. It should the output being given by the borewell should be higher in terms of the monetary investment that the person has done in the product. In addition to that, if that could be used, or if the borewell becomes very much flexible or handy, that it can be carried from one place to the other, the person who is investing in the borewell, or the farmer who is investing in the borewell, can definitely rent it out to the other farmers so that they can utilize the borewell by putting it or setting it up in their own fields, as well as water their plants in terms of it's a twin benefit. The person who is renting out the borewell has utilized the borewell in his farmland, as well as he is earning a second income by letting or renting out the borewell to another farmer. The advantage to the second farmer is that he doesn't have to invest so much money in purchasing a borewell, and just by providing a token sum of money to the person who has been letting or renting out the borewell, the farmer can utilize the benefit. But the only thing which the farmer who purchases a borewell looks into is that the borewell has to be very handy, as well as the output should be much better than the other comparable borewells in the market, so that the borewell could be carried out from one field to the other for watering the plants. Second is with the increasing literacy rate, as well as in the last class or last video lecture, we spoke about the exposure of the media. What are the different methods through which messages have been bombarded to the rural consumer? So first, the rural consumer needs to decipher the message. First, the rural consumer should understand what the company is talking about the product and how it could be beneficial to the end consumers. Because with the increasing literacy rate, they can very well understand what products are beneficial to increase their standard of living in the rural sector, and which are just the products which are fancied one and more from the perspective of their status symbol. So they want dual benefits from a particular product in comparison to the city or the urban sector, where consumers are either looking for value additions or looking for increasing their status. They might or might not be looking at both the segments, but rural consumers are very particular about this thing. They want multiple benefits to be provided to them by a certain kind of product. And with the increasing of literacy rate and the exposure to mass media, their aspiration levels are getting skyrocketing up. And it's near to, it's just that it's reaching the moon, their aspirations. But since they have limited resources, they want to understand how their resources could be utilized to increase their standard of living or their status per se. With the government initiative of overall development of infrastructure across the country, the mobility has been very smooth of late. So with better road infrastructure, from the time duration that the villagers were spending to travel from their villages to the nearest cities have halved or dropped to the half level, if not more. So the reaching and the accessibility of the nearest towns have been very much easier for them, as well as the mobility. Not many vehicles are plying these roads because of this better road infrastructure. So different avenues are in front of people to reach the cities or the semi-towns, the nearest towns to the villages, to understand the lifestyle there. Even with the advent of different initiatives by the government, children of farmers as well as people who are residing in the rural areas are getting opportunities to have a better standard of living by getting better education from the nearest towns or nearest semi-towns, so that they can become an influencer. They can act as an influencer in the life of the rural consumers, and they can definitely guide them of how to use different technology or how to use different products to make their life a much easier one than what they have been seeing earlier or what they have been encountering earlier. Even with the help of the education of people getting much more educated, the literacy rate is going up. The cultural as well as social norms are getting changed. The overall setups are getting changed within the rural sector as well as within the families. Earlier, we talked about more of joint families where number of different relatives or extended families were staying together. But it's now more of a nuclear family where the number of people residing at a certain place or in a certain building has come down drastically. Even if they are staying in the same building, their way or standard of living or the way they lead their life is very different from one another. They are having separate kitchens. They have having separate setup among themselves, and they overall they must be sharing their thoughts, or overall they must be sharing the similar religious sentiments, or they must be enjoying the different festivals together. But in their day-to-day life, they are separate families with their own thought process, with their own standard of living, and their way of working around throughout the day. So with the rise in nuclear families, the village women are getting newer roles. They have different expectations from the family. Even the expectation of the family from the woman women who are part of the household has been different. With the advent of literacy rate, with the help of the self-help groups, where they are promoting women to be more self-reliant, to be more business-minded, to be more looking into how to lead their lives, as well as lead their lives independently, as well as how to make their family more self-dependent, or the standard of living or the status, how they can improve the status or standard of living of the overall family, not only among themselves. So a great wording has been sent by a great saint, that if you literate a woman, the woman itself would be able to literate 4 different people among their families. So with the help of the women literacy program by the government, the self-help groups are being able to make the woman more self-reliant. They are being given different tasks or smaller tasks, and if they are very much, they have expertise in different things. So that is being promoted by self-help groups, where through which these village women could be are able to generate more revenues for their households and even for themselves. And with more money power getting by the woman, or got by the woman, they are playing a vital role in their own households. Even we are seeing more and more village panchayats are having some woman representation among themselves, so that all the aspects of different cases are being even seen from the woman perspective, and they can put their own thoughts while deciding on a particular case or particular scenario. Even the marketeers need to focus on creating awareness and excitement among women and youth, because they are the main future for them. That's where the money lies, and from where they can get more and more revenues for them, as well as they can act as an agent for the organizations, and they can make the other people aware about the organizations. So the thing, or the mantra for entering the rural markets, is you have to think like a businessman, but still have a feeling, still have, you need to reach out to the people of the villages, just like a social worker, so that you are available everywhere, you are present everywhere, and whenever people need something from you, you are always there. But still, you are able to generate profit for yourself, you are able to generate value for your investors in doing the same in the rural sector. Thank you.